Hello my dear students, a very good morning to all of you. So in previous class we have discussed about the electric motor concept and some of the PDF, some of the question and answers I have sent you. So the remaining today I will provide you. So just write it down those things in your notes and keep it ready and read all the things from your point book, from your notes, from the reader. So get ready for the examination properly, understand the concept, then only it is possible to write the answer. Okay, so today without wasting our time we will move towards our next concept, that is electromagnetic induction. And I hope so that electric motor concept is clear, because it is very much needed, and how the splittering acts, how the changes of the current will takes place, and why it is needed, how the rotation will be takes place, that all things must and should you have to learn. That's why I have explained whole class about that one. So now I hope that all the things are clear, so that we can move towards our further concepts. So electromagnetic induction. So till that what you have studied, so whenever there is a flow of current, there is a magnetic field. This you have studied. Yes. So now what happens, the scientists thought that whether is it possible to produce a current through the magnetic field. That means till now what you have studied from the current, as there is a flow of a current, there is a formation of magnetic field. Yes, so this you have studied. Whenever there is circuit is there, you have connected with a battery and there is a flow of current, means there is a formation of a magnetic field. So now they want to study whether from the magnetic field is it possible to produce a current. I means it is the correct. B means magnetic field. So B can be represent the magnetic field. So this idea, this from the magnetic field the current is it possible to produce current or not, this question arises in the scientist Michael Faraday. So remember, in this unit remember the names of the scientists also. Okay, so before this you have studied Fleming and Maxwell, and this is now Michael Faraday. So remember the scientist name also. So electromagnetic induction, this concept is discovered by Michael Faraday, who is a physics scientist who has discovered this concept. So what he did and what he observed in that, so as he know, from the magnetic field we should generate an current. So when it is possible, that we will study on the basis of activity. So what is the actual process means, what they did, they took a non-conducting, a cylindrical, so non-conducting which will not conduct the electricity, and they took a wire and which is circularly rotated. So as we have studied in a solenoids, so it is rotated and it is connected to the galvanometer. Here the thing, yes, the galvanometer is the instrument which detect the current. So it is helpful for to detect the current in any circuit, or even it is very helpful to say the direction of the current. Okay, so galvanometer can be given as G. So if this is the galvanometer, if there is a circuit, the current flows from this direction. Actually galvanometer shows zero deflection when there is no current. Okay, like this, zero means it will be straight, and when it is the current is flowing in this direction, the detection will show on right side. When it is in this direction, so we'll make the galvanometer, if it is like this, the current is flowing in this direction. So galvanometer helps to detect the current in the circuit, and it will shows the direction of flow of the current also. So galvanometer is the one of the important instrument which helps to know the presence of current in the circuit. And after this, as the galvanometer is connected, so what we want to study here, whether from the magnetic field is it possible to produce a current or not. So for that, we have to produce a magnetic field. Yes, so when it is possible, when we will take a bar magnet. So you know that bar magnet has the magnetic field lines. Yes, so bar magnet has north and south. So from lines will be coming outside, magnetic field lines. So it is entering from the south and moving, and it is like this. Yes, and direction should be proper. Okay, so that means it produces the magnetic field lines. When you bring this one nearer to this cylindrical shape, so as there is a magnetic field lines, when you will move, when this bar magnet, if you will move that one, as there is a field lines, there is a disturbance in the electrons present in that wire. Then if there is a disturbance, there is a flow of current. So that means it is definitely possible to produce the current, current by using magnetic field lines. But so something happens there. So what happens means, when you take the bar magnet and that one you will move, when it is in a stationary, that time it will not show the current. So when it is stationary means it is at a rest position, that time it will not show the any deflection. That means there is no current flow of a current. So listen the word very carefully, because it is the activity. So when the bar magnet in a stationary, so what he did, Michael Faraday, what he did, when he took the bar magnet and he induced that one. Induced means he moved towards the cylindrical coil and he kept there only. When he moved, that time it shows the deflection. The galvanometer, when he moved, so bar magnet, this one bar magnet, he induced it into the cylindrical coil. That time the galvanometer shows the deflection to right, and when it moved and it is nearer to this, then it stops again. It came to 0. That means there is no current. Again he removed that bar magnet. That time again it shows the deflection. Okay, when he is removing that one, removing the bar magnet, that time it shows in opposite direction, it shows deflection. Galvanometer shows deflection. When he induced it, that time it shows, but at the middle it doesn't show any direction, any current. It doesn't show the direction. The galvanometer doesn't deflects. What it means then? Sometime it is showing, sometime it is not showing. So he concluded, then what he did, then he took the bar magnet and continuously he was moving that bar magnet inside the cylindrical coil. So that time, sometime it is showing the deflection, sometime it is not showing. From that he concluded that, so whenever there is a movement in the bar magnet, then only there is a flow of current. If there is no movement, then there is no flow of a current. So wordings, listen carefully. If there is a movement in the bar magnet, so when there is a movement, when you will move nearer to that one, there is a momentum, the movement in the field lines. So that field lines are attached to this electrons, and there is a deflection. Due to that movement in the electrons, there is a flow of a current. So when it comes nearer to, so this you consider as the bar magnet, and this is our solenoid, this is our cylindrical wire which we rotated, and when it comes to near, that time it shows deflection, because the magnetic field lines around this, it is distracting this one that time. And when it is at stationary, that time already it is distracted and it keep it like that only. There is no disturbance, much more disturbance. When it is moving, that time it is disturbance, but when it is at stationary, that time it will not show any flow of current. Okay, and when you are removing, again there is little bit disturbance. Yes, so when you will add the pen cap, so there is disturbance, so current flow is there. But once I put it, there is no disturbance in that, so there is no current flow. Okay, but when I am removing, there is little bit disturbance, so that's why there is a current flow. Just compare with that one, it will be helpful. So that means whenever the bar magnet is not in the movement, that time there is no current. Whenever there is a movement in the bar magnet, that time there is a current. Whenever it is at stationary, there is no current. Okay, and another thing, now what we will do, we will keep our bar magnet there only, and we will move our cylindrical coil. Same thing happen, because there is a magnetic field and it is a current, wire conducting the current. So when you will move this one to this side, so what happens? There is a disturbances. So if there is a disturbance, there is a flow of a current. So same thing will happen. Either it should move. Which one? Our circular coil or a conductor. Either it should move or the bar magnet should move. So whenever there is a movement in any one of those, there is a flow of current. If it is at stationary, so there is no flow of current. And you have to remember which instrument we are using, galvanometer. And what it makes, galvanometer is useful to find the presence of current, and it even shows the direction of the flow of current also. So this is about this concept, the induced current. That means from the magnetic field lines we are producing the current. I hope that is clear. And now you have to observe as we took, it is a north pole and south pole, and even you remember the deflection of the galvanometer. When we are moving the bar magnet, towards it, that time it will show the deflection on right side. When it is coming back, the deflection is opposite. It will show at the left side. And now it is north pole and south pole of the bar magnet. If I change the poles, definitely when I am inducing that one, what I am saying, now I change the bar magnet poles. It is south and it is north. As it is south and north means the magnetic field lines are like this. It is coming from the north, it is coming outside us, and it is entering from the south. So now the magnetic field lines are like this. Before this it is like this. So now it is different. So that time what happens? The deflection in the current galvanometer will be first at this side. When you are removing, that is on right side. So compare both the things. And if you change the direction, if you change the poles of the bar magnet also, then there is a deflection will be in the opposite direction. So these are the little concept related to the what Michael Faraday has experimented. And from this he concluded that whenever there is a moment in the bar magnet or any magnet, or there is a moment in the conductor, then there is from the magnetic field we can produce a current. So this concept is very useful for furthermore understanding. So after that they want to check whether the concept is right or not. So for that, another activity they have given. So here there are two coils. One has 100 turns and another has 50 turns, and one is connected to the battery. That means there is a flow of the current, and another is connected to the galvanometer. So galvanometer, why we connected? Is it if the coil conducting a current means, if the coil conducting, this coil is conducting the current means whether is it affect to another coil or not. If there is a flow of current means there is a flow of magnetic field. Yes. So if there is a flow of magnetic field means the field lines will be created. If the field lines is created means it should disturb this another coil also. It should disturb. If it disturb means there is a flow of current. If there is a flow of current, then it should show, the galvanometer should show the deflection in the direction. So this has studied by this experiment. What they have did first, I will explain that one. They took two different coils, and this is circulated by the copper wires, and first one is connected with 100, which copper wires is surrounded by 100 turns, and another one is 50 turns. And after that the coil one is connected to the battery and key, because when flow of key will help switch off and switch on that one, and second one is connected to the galvanometer. As whether the current flows or not, we have to check for that reason. So listen the wordings carefully. So what happens when we switch on this one, the current flows from positive to negative. As there is a flow of the current, it produces the magnetic field around this. As there is a produce of magnetic field around this, so this will distract the another coil. And due to that, as there is a flow of electrons, there is a disturbance in the electrons, the current is produced in the circuit, and the galvanometer will show the deflection, as we have studied in previous only. it will show the deflection. The galvanometer will show deflection on one direction sometime, and it will be at the rest at 0, and sometime it will show at the opposite direction. Why it happens? Because, so as you know, the current is produced in first. Yes, so I will write this one as our first coil, and this one I will consider as our second coil. Okay, so this is connected to the galvanometer. So only for your explanation, okay, for your understanding. So we cancel this one. I will write here. The first coil is connected here to the battery with key, and another coil is connected to galvanometer, and this is the coil 2, and this is the deflection. Okay, now the current flows and it produces the magnetic field lines. Okay, it produces the magnetic field lines. When it produces the magnetic field lines, at that time there is a disturbance in this coil. Yes, so when it produces, it moves like this, and there is another coil and it disturbs that one. There is a flow of current. That time what happens? There is a deflection. At first case there is a deflection. After that the switch is on here. Now the switch is on now at first condition. So when it enters, when switch on, the current flows, and these are the magnetic field lines. The magnetic field lines attached to the coil 2, and as it is attached, the deflection of the galvanometer shows to the right. That means there is a flow of current. Then now it enters, and again it will come back. The galvanometer sign as there is no deflection, because there is no flow, because it is at stationary. Now it is at stationary. And when we will switch off the button, that time the magnetic field lines are becoming less. That means it is coming back. When it is coming back, then there is a deflection at the other direction, opposite direction. Okay, so the same process. So when it is entering, when we will switch on, that time there is a production of magnetic field lines. It will show the deflection suddenly to the right hand side. Again it will come back to the 0, and it will be 0 whenever it is there. Whenever how much time we will keep it on, that time it will show 0 only. At the starting only it will show deflection, then it will come back to the 0. Then after that, when it came back, that means when we switch off the button, so that time again the magnetic field lines are coming back. Yes, so there is no magnetic field lines. That time it will show again deflection, then again it will be 0. That means when there is a disturbance in the magnetic field lines, then only there is a production of the current. So what we have did, so one is a current flow. There is a current flow of current. From that we have induced current into the another coil. That same concept is explained here. So you can observe the current through the coil in changing. Coil 1 is called primary coil, and coil 2 is a secondary coil. So why it is a coil 1 is primary coil? Because we have produced the current by using the battery. But from the primary coil, we have induced the current to the secondary coil, and thus the magnetic field lines around the secondary coil also change. Due to that, there is a flow of current. So this process is only called as electromagnetic induction. What is that process? The change in the magnetic field lines associated with the secondary coil is cause of induced electric current in it. This process by which the change in the magnetic field in the conductor induced a current in another conductor. So as there is a change in the magnetic field lines in one conductor, which will induce the magnetic field lines, which will induce the current into another coil or another conductor, that is called as only electromagnetic induction. Okay, so this is about electromagnetic induction. And as in this topic, always direction is very important. And here also, as you know, here magnetic field lines, yes, the magnetic field lines direction you know, and the movement of the conductor also you can guess, but you don't know the flow of current direction. So that can be studied, that can be explained by the Fleming right hand rule. And you remember here you have right hand thumb rule, which is given by the Maxwell, and after that Fleming left hand rule will came, and after that again Fleming right hand rule. So 3 also keep it one side and read it. It will be helpful for you to understand. So what Fleming left hand rule says? So it says that you have to use the right for this you have to use the right hand rule. So right hand thumb and your index finger and middle finger. So your thumb represents the movement of the conductor. So it is same movement of the conductor. That means as you know, it is possible there is a flow of current when there is a momentum in the conductor. So as you can observe, we are moving the either we are moving the bar magnet or we can move our conductor wire. Yes, so that's why there is a movement of the conductor, magnetic field lines, and it is a current, that is induced current. Okay, current induced in conductor. So now before this left hand rule, what we have studied, all should be perpendicular. Same thing, all should be perpendicular. FBI you have studied, that is F is force, B magnetic field, and this one is the current. Here it is little bit changed, that is motion of the conductor, magnetic field lines, and this one is induced current. Okay, so that is you have to keep perpendicular to each other and you have to apply that one to find the direction of the induced current. Fleming left hand rule is used to find the direction of the induced current. So this application is applied in next concept, that is our electric generator. So electric generator, as you have studied about this electric motor, so similar concept, but here the little bit there is a change, so that we will study now. So did you wonder that how the power station flows the currents, or we can say generates the currents throughout the village? Yes. So is it possible to introduce the battery at every time, because the battery power is much lesser compared to other things? So for that the generator idea came. So how it is possible to produce the current? There is a one device, so which will look like a fan. So this is called as a turbine. If you rotate this turbine, we can flow a current through it. So how it is possible to rotate then? Either you heat the water and produce the steam from in high velocity. If you pass it to that one, then the turbine will move, or falling water, from that also we can rotate this turbine, or fit it to the windmill. Due to that also we can rotate this turbine to produce the, if it rotate means it can produce the current. So that means we must and should require that it should rotate, the turbine should rotate. Then how it works, the turbine, how it is possible to rotate? It is based on the technology of electromagnetic induction. So what Michael Faraday has introduced, in a magnetic field, if you conduct the wire which conduct the electricity, if you move that wire, then there is a flow of current. So when there is a movement in the wire, then there is a flow of current as it is present in the magnetic field lines. Yes, so which we have studied now only. So if we attach this wire to a coil, then it is connected to the turbine. If I rotate the turbine, then this wire also rotate. If there is a rotation, then we can say there is a flow of current. So this method is only called as our electric generators. That means the mechanical energy is get converted to the electric energy. Mechanical energy means it is rotating. Yes, so that's why as the conversion of mechanical energy into the electric energy. This is a complete circuit of electric generator, where it has a rectangular coil and which is connected to the slittings, and it is connected to the battery, and as I have shown here the bulb, because the flow of current it should shows, and I will explain that one concept. Okay, now observe. So as I told, this wire is connected to the turbine. Yes, the turbine rotate means this also should rotate. Due to the rotation only it is possible to produce the current, because as there is a rotation, it is present in the magnetic field. So if there is a magnetic field and there is a rotation in a conductor, then there is a produce of current. So what we have studied. So how it is possible? Now we know we have the conductor and it is present in the magnetic field, and we have to rotate this one by using a turbine. So from that we have to study in which direction the current flows. Yes, it is very important because we need the induced current. Now we are using Fleming's right hand rule to detect the induced current. So now we applied our Fleming right hand rule. So what it says, the motion of the wire. Yes, so you can observe the wire is rotating. The wire is rotating like clockwise direction. When it is rotating clockwise means it should move up. The pink wire should move up direction. That means the force acting on that is on thumb line. So thumb line represent force. Yes, motion. In Fleming right hand rule, that is a motion. So as it is moving upwards means it is moving like this. The direction is upwards. Then what about the magnetic field lines? Magnetic field line shows our index finger. So index finger, as the magnetic field lines are moving north to south, so this we have introduced in this direction. And what about now? You can observe, use your right hand thumb rule and arrange that one, and in which direction there is a induced current. The induced current direction is, so it is showing inside. Yes, so that means from pink color, this one is a pink color wire conducting, current conducting, so it is moving, the current flowing in this direction. So this direction inside. Yes, so now we will apply again Fleming right hand rule to this wire also. So here also you can observe the magnetic field lines are here and the motion is downwards here. So just use your Fleming right hand rule and find that in which direction the current is flowing here. Yes, now observe, as I told, as it is the B is the magnetic field lines, this one, and our middle finger is showing the current and this one is the motion. The current, you can observe, it is coming from the screen, it is coming out on this direction. That means current is here, the current is moving like this, and here the current is coming like this. Then how can you say the flow of the current? It is from like this. So from pink to it is coming to the blue. So we'll remove our hand and we will just show the direction of the current here. Yes, now it is right. So it is moving like this. The current flow we have found by using Fleming right hand rule. And don't think that there is no circuit here. So for your convenience, I have not given circuit. So there is a circuit, okay. It is connected to the battery, turbine, there is a ring. So all those things are that we will study now afterwards. As you know, we will not keep this coil as stationary because we have to move this one. If it moves only, then it is possible to flow the current. So then if it moves, there is some disturbance, as you have studied in electric motor also. If there is a movement in this coil, then there is a disturbance. So for that arrangement, so observe the flow of current, okay. So as it is moving like here and it is coming, and we know that this is a rotating. Yes, so when it is rotating, the flow of current will not change because it is same. Yes, so it will flow. When it come to the vertical, you observe all are in same direction, and when it come here, the direction of the pink wire, before this it is introducing like this and again came here. So now the direction is like this only. So now it should come down. Yes, so to come down, the current flow should be from this direction, from inside to outside it should come, and this blue wire should come upwards. If it should come up means that the flow of current should be like this, from here to here it should move. That means we have to change the flow of current. So for that, again there is a arrangement. So that means related to what we have studied in previous also, the current direction of the current we have to change at every time. So if there is a possible to change the current, then only the coil will rotate continuously. If the coil rotates, then only possible to produce the current in that. Yes. So these are the two slip rings which is connected to the carbon. So that is split ring and this one is a slip rings. So here you can observe the carbon brush is connected to this pink color slip rings, and which is connected to this wire, and the current flow is in that direction. And this wire is connected to this blue color slip rings, and which is connected to the carbon brush. As you know, as you have studied also, the brush is just attached to these rings. Okay, so there is flow of current will be same. It is flowing like this only. But when it rotates, when the ring rotates, the slip rings rotate, with this one, this is attached, the pink line, this is attached to this ring, and this blue attached to this one. You have to imagine, okay? So when it rotate, this, with this coil, this ring also rotate, and the flow of current, there is a flow of current also gets changed. Sorry, the flow of current will be same, but you can observe here the slip rings maintain the electric current, okay? The change in the electric current it will maintain. When it rotates, you can observe that there is a change in the flow of current. Now you can observe it is induced from here, it is moving and coming here, so it is induced to the another, so there is a change in the direction of the current. So at every moment it will change, because why it happens, there is a carbon brushes, yes, so this is attached to this one. When this pink wire came here means, so that time you have to apply a Fleming right hand rule, and there is a change in the flow of current. Then again you can observe, so when pink line is this side, the bulb will show yellow. When it is right side, it will show blue. So you can observe how it rotates and observe the flow of current. So direction of the current you observe, it is getting changed at every time, okay? When it comes to the vertically, that time again it change. Yes, observe here. So as there is a change, we can say that one as the alternating current. This is called as AC, that is alternate current, means there is at every time there is a change in the current, there is a change in the direction of the current. When it is in this direction pink, that time the current flows like this. When the pink line is right hand side, when it comes here, that time it should come down. Yes, the pink wire should come down. For that, the flow of current should be opposite. That time it should enter from here, it should come back here. So that's why every second it should change. So that's why it is called as a alternating current. And the alternating current, which is very useful, and even whatever electricity we are getting, that is also from the alternating current. So it is alternating because the flow of current is, we are changing at every time. And another concept is there, it is direct current, where we are keeping this current flow like that only, flow of the current in only one direction. And as we have studied, it is a generator, so it is related to the AC generator. So it is alternate current, there is a change in the direction alternatively, that's why it is called as alternating current, and it is called as AC generator. So DC current, where you have to keep the flow of current in same direction. Yes, so if it is moving like this, so we have removed our slip rings, okay? So there is a carbon brushes, so which is connected. Now the current is flowing in this direction. When the pink ring come this side, the pink wire came this side, means that time it should come down. Yes, so for that, flow of current should be opposite direction. So we have to make the arrangement such that the direction of the current should be same. Yes, the direction of the current should be same. And so now you can observe the current flowing is in this direction, okay? When it moves, as it is, there is a rotation, now it is vertically, and now observe the flow of current. So as it is moving from this, it should change as on the basis of Fleming right hand rule. Yes, so when it rotates, the direction of the induced current is reversed now. That means I have to connect this carbon brush to this one now. Yes, I have to connect this carbon brush, then only the flow of current will be in this direction. So at every second we have to change. Now you can observe, when it come again, it connected to this, it should flow like this. Now the current should flow like this. When it again rotates and came to here, that pink line, so again the current flow will be reversed. So we have to connect to the brush again. So that means every second we have to connect these wire to the carbon brushes, then only it is possible to rotate this one and to produce the current also. So for that, there is another arrangement. So here we can use again our concept, that is split ring concepts, commutator we can say. So this already you know, this is the split ring which is connected to the carbon, and it is connected to this pink wire, and the current flow is in this direction, and this one is the blue, another split ring, and there is a gap in between this. This is also connected to the carbon wire. So when there is a flow of current, it is now in this direction. When there is a rotation, now you can observe the current is same, the current is flowing like this. As there is a carbon brush, now it is connected to the blue wire. Yes, So now the flow of current, it is coming to like this and it is moving to this one. So that means there is a flow of current will change at every second with the help of split rings and carbon brushes. So as it is, whenever there is a split ring means that split ring is connected, one split ring is connected to this one pink wire and another one is connected to this blue wire. So as there is a rotation and the flow of current is same in one direction, that's why it is a DC current, direct current. The flow of current is not changed, it is the only direction we can change. You can observe here, yes, at every second it is changing. So this is our commutator, what you have studied in previous also. So this is about our AC generator and DC generator. You can observe we are using the slip rings and split rings to change. Here the direction of the current is changed. Here the direction of current is same. So that's why it is direct current and here it is alternating current. So here it completes your magnetic effect of electric current. So the domestic electric circuit, it is not there for your syllabus, so no need to worry. So the remaining question answers I will send, and today afternoon class science will be there, so chemistry class I will do there. So just whatever I have explained, that points you have to write in your point book and send it to me.